Howdy, folks. Tetsu here. Not in the lower tiers. I'm actually on a, what would you call this? A modded server for Pokémon Showdown. And as you can see, this looks like Pokémon Showdown. It's got like all the bits and bobs. It's got the little chat rooms and everything. The team builder. But there's something very interesting about this particular server. Let's go to the team builder, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to make a new team. Let's look at these formats. You see this? Look at all of this. This isn't your regular Pokemon metas. These are like a whole bunch of different modded metas that you can actually play. To my understanding, some of them might not be playable, but I'm assuming most of them are. But I actually found out about this from Plague Von Karma, I believe is their name. I'm actually subscribed to them, and they ended up talking about the Kanto expansion pack, and basically, I'll have a link to that video in the description. However, as cool as this is, there's something else that caught my eye, and that is the Kantofication tab here for Gen 1. And let me show you what this is. Add Pokemon. And as you can see on the screen, all of these Pokemon, Alola, Abomasnow, Wailord, all of these mons have been outfitted in a way where they are now playable in a Gen 1 format, which is really freaking cool. Really freaking cool. So, I wanted to show this, and I figure, because of my tendency to look at metagames and stuff like that, I love theory crafting, this kind of thing, I wanted to look at these mons. And I've got the damage calculator over here. Let me bring it into view. There we go. And basically what I'm going to be doing is, as you can see, I already have something shown up here, which I suppose makes it a bit easier to explain this. Basically, I have to, there's no modded import thing for this. So I have to do everything by hand. Math is not my strongest subject, but I have a vague idea of how to do this. So I have to bring the IVs down to 30 instead of 31, and I have to put the EVs up to 252 on every stat, as well as change a few things over here for certain Pokemon. Well, for both, pet pending. Because, and I'll show this off again. Let's go start with the Abomasnow. And as you can see, it has a special stat. It doesn't have anything else. It doesn't have a special defense. It doesn't have a special attack. It just has a special stat. And this is really cool because, like I said, this is a Gen 1 format. And it's not just the stats either. It's also the moves. As you can see, each move is tailored to Gen 1. There's no new moves here. Now, I do think a few of the mons, such as fairy types and such, may have new moves. In fact, let's go check that out. Let's go find a fairy type. Oh, wait. Oh, did these get changed? Oh, no, this one's a fairy. Is there another fairy type? Oh, okay. So maybe, I would assume that maybe certain mons are fairy, but for the most part, the fairy ones are normal? Maybe? I mean, if that's the case, that's actually kind of cool. But let me make sure. Let me go down a little bit further. Also, yes, there is the Hisuian electrode in here, in this thing. Let's see, Scavalier, Rock, Bug. Right, Steel's not a Gen 1 thing, so Scavalier is a rock type in this, which is, again, really freaking cool. So, yeah, I would assume outside of maybe 1 or 2 mines, everything else is... Yeah, Aromatisse is supposed to be fairy, right? So... Yeah, Carbink is supposed to be fairy. So, yeah, all fairy types outside of maybe 1 or 2 are normal. Which is cool. Yeah, Alcremie here. Okay, so that answers that. Also, Absol is not a dark type. It's a normal type. Which is really freaking cool. Okay. So basically, I wanted to go through some of the mines. Maybe I'll go through all of them. Maybe make this like a... People have been asking for, like, longer formatted videos for a little bit. And while the tournament videos are going to be fairly short, I do want to make longer formatted videos. And I actually have something in the works right now. I've got some artwork commissioned. And I can't really do that video until that is done. But when it is done, it's going to be a fun little video because it was actually a request someone made, and I'm hoping to fulfill that request. But let's take a look at the move pools because, like I said, this is a Gen 1 move set. There are no new moves in here. So Obama Snow. Let's look at stats again. 90 HP, 92 base attack, 75 base defense. Special is 88. And speed is 60. So, we do know that it's faster than Snorlax. Which, that was the whole reason I had this up. Was because, I wanted to have... Basically, I wanted to start theory crafting. Like, as soon as I found this, I wanted to theory craft a meta of sorts. Because, can you imagine the potential for this? Like, the amount of metagames that you can make just based on this is freaking maddening. Granted, with any meta, there's a massive amount of metas that you can create. And this is just one of them. Like, you can literally completely rewrite the metagame for OU. Well, for the lower tiers, too. Imagine a 7U tier based on this. This would be freaking mad! And awesome, and cool, and all other syllables. Alright, so, let's go to moves again. So we got Blizzard, Double Edge, Earthquake, Growth, which in Gen 1 is not really that great. Earthquake, 100 power, 100 accuracy, that's pretty good. Double Edge can kind of work. I mean, you kind of have to use it in 7U because, power and whatnot. Well, Golbat uses it quite well. Obviously, Blizzard is great because Ice type. And it's Stab as well. So you actually have a pretty powerful Ice attack. Granted, the special is not great. Maybe? I don't know. I'll have to calc that in a bit. Let's see. What else do we got? Ice Beam, of course. Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam's a good move. Attack's 92. Maybe? Leer. Classic. Light Screen. I'm not entirely sure how effective this would be. Now, granted, there are quite a few special attacks flying around in OU. Like, you have the Zapdoses with their Thunderbolts. You got Jolteon. You got Chansey, of course. You have Amnesia Snorlax, although some use it simply as a defensive measure, and others actually do use it for a special attack set. So I guess it would depend on the set that you wanted to run with. Tauros sometimes uses special moves, but I mean, you're probably more likely going to be beaten to a crisp by Tauros. Mist? Actually, I keep forgetting that Mist was an actual move. That is actually kind of funny. I keep forgetting that this was actually a thing. Razor Leaf. So, critical hit chance. I mean, it's Gen 1, so the critical hit rate is based on speed. Now, this is a 60 speed. I don't know the calc because math is not great for me. So, I don't know the calc for that. Like, how much of a crit chance you would have, but I would imagine it's at least doable. You got Rest, Rock Slide, decent coverage so far. Stab Ice, you got some Grass. You do have a Rock move. Skull Bash, which is completely crap in Gen 1. It's not really great later on either, but I mean, at least you get the defense buff. You got Substitute, Swords Dance, which is kind of cool. Admittedly, you got a pretty decent attack stat, so 92. So, not bad. Let's see. Double Team, which is not used in Gen 1 competitive. Headbutt. Ice Punch, which is not amazing, but I mean, it's something. It's stab, at least. Leech Seed, which is pretty bad in Gen 1. Mega Kick, Mega Punch, Solar Beam, Stomp, and Toxic. I just noticed, like, I'm looking through the moveset again, and this seems a little bit weird, but I don't see a powder move. A powder move on a grass type. I know we probably will find other mons like this, but it's kind of weird looking and not seeing like Poison Powder or Sleep Powder or Stun Spore, like something on a grass type. So I'm pretty sure all grass types in Gen 1 actually had a powder move, which without one, what does Obama Snow do? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is, and I'll pull this up. Let's see, here we go, Venusaur. Alright, so, well, Venusaur is faster. I was going to say, maybe you could have Obama Snow as kind of like another sword stance user like Venusaur, but Venusaur does have Sleep Powder. I'm not entirely sure how much of how good that would be, really. Let's go to the calc, because I want to see something. Now go back down. Blizzard. That does absolutely nothing. Really? I mean, yeah, special attack is 88. But I was expecting it to do a little bit more, if I want to be honest. I mean, it is stab. Huh. That's pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's not really looking great right now for Obama Snow and OU. Because Earthquake, Hyper Beam, Razor Leaf, I guess you can kind of... That's with crit. So, without crit, it does, like, abysmal. And it's still pretty abysmal when it crits. That's not great. That's really not great. What does this do with a sword stance? +4? Wait. Oh. Right. Gotta change that. I do have to change that one. So yeah, I have to do like little tweaks and such in order to get this calc right. Let's see. With +4 with earthquake, you're doing just over half damage. That's pretty bad. So this thing's not checking Snorlax anytime soon. Okay, let's bring that down to there. Let's go to Chansey. Blank set. Oh, what do we have here? Hyper Beam is actually a guaranteed KO. Wait, really? Hyper Beam? I mean, it is a decent attack, sure. Huh. But then again, you have Reflect Chansey, so... But you do outspeed it. That's pretty good, actually. Huh. This is a neutral nature, right? Yeah. Have to make sure that that is a thing, because I don't want to destroy the calc. Okay, so... Oh, wait, I gotta change all this. Yep, to make these calcs, I have to do all this. So... Alright, that makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so if we do have Swords Dance on the set, that actually looks a lot better. So I could see that, actually, a Swords Dance Obama Snow, but you're not really quick either. I always... boy. Okay. I cannot spell Tauros for the life of me. There we are. T-A-U. Gosh dang it. Okay. So let's bring down this. It's not bad. Let me change the calcs though, because something's gonna change here. Oh, I actually didn't change Chansey's stats right, because one of the other things I have to do is I've got to make sure that their special attack and special defense are the same thing. So let me check Tauros here, and I hit the mic, which is not professional. 55 special, so we're gonna do 55 here and 55 here. Now, you're definitely doing more damage with special attacks, but your physical's not all that great. What happens if we do have a +2? You're doing okay with Earthquake, and Hyper Beam is kind of fine. Well, Hyper Beam's pretty okay. 59.4 to 70.2%. Alright, let me see here. Well, let's go with Hyper Beam. Got to turn that to physical. That's half. Let's see. You really wouldn't put Fire Blast on a Tauros, at least not none that I've ever seen. So it'd be Hyper Beam, Body Slam, Blizzard, and Earthquake? Yeah, there we go. I mean, admittedly, that doesn't look half bad, if I want to be honest with you. Now, obviously, without the attack buff of Sword Stance, you're not really doing much. But you're actually not taking too much damage, except from Hyper Beam, which is something you will have to take into account. Let's see. I mean, that is really freaking cool. That really is. Like I said, there's so many different mons here. You got Absol, whose sprite is... Oh, there it is. Let's see. We got Bite, which is normal. What's its stats look like? 75 speed, 67 special, 60 defense, 130 attack. Whoa, okay. And HP 65. That is kind of cool, honestly. Right, you got a Selgar. Actually, probably should look more into Absol's stuff. So they do have a few normal moves to take its attack into account. In fact, it's got quite a few. It's got Slash too, which is actually really good in this generation. Again, Sword Stance, which, depending on what set you're running, you're probably not going to want to run that. It's got Thunder Wave. Okay, that's pretty dang cool. It has access to some ice moves. It's got Toxic, because everything in Gen 1 has Toxic, except Ditto. Let's say Scratch. It's got Quick Attack, okay. Usually goes first. Headbutt, Dream Eater. This is another thing, of course, in Gen 1. And it might be a thing in other gens as well, but a mon having a move that works against sleeping mons, but they don't really have a way to enable that, like actually put them to sleep, which is kind of funny, admittedly. Thunderbolt. Let's go back to Selgar. Okay, it's got Absorb, which is trash. Acid Armor. It's got 40 defense. It's got 145 speed, though. Wow. 80 special. 70 attack. 80 HP. All base, of course. Let's see. Substitute. You could get some really fast substitutes with that. But in Gen 1, Substitute doesn't block statuses. So you can be, you know, paralyzed, slept, or poisoned. So that is something to bear in mind. Mega Drain. It's got the only stab move it has is Leech Life, which is not great. It's 20 power in this generation. Oh boy. Good luck using that. It's got Body Slam, Hyper Beam. Its attack's pretty crap, but you could probably make it work in a lower tier setting. Aegis Slash, of course. Hyper Beam. It's a Rock Ghost type. That is interesting, actually. Rock Ghost. You're weak to fighting, but you can't be hit by fighting types. You're weak to water, though, and weak to grass. Or are you neutral to grass? I always forget. Let's see. You get Reflect. which is a bit interesting. Rock Slide, Hyper Beam, Slash, of course. 60 speed, though. 95 special, not bad. 140 defense. Is this the new Cloyster? Probably not, because you don't have a binding move, which is another thing we'll get into if we wind up finding a mon with it. You got Screech, you got Toxic, Swords Dance, of course. So Swords Dance, Rock Slide, Hyper Beam, Slash, maybe. Also, you got Tackle. You got Tackle added in here. Hilarious. Okay. Let's see. You do have Aerodactyl. I don't think they added any more, like, any moves, really, to any of the mons. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay, we got Aggron. It's a pure rock type in this. Speed 50, which is freaking abysmal. Not as bad as Snorlax, of course. Special 60, defense 180, attack 110, base 70 HP. This is freaking maddening. Like, all these mons. You're useless. Alcremie, your normal type. 64 speed, 115 special. Wow. What's your move pool? It's got Psychic and Solar Beam as its specials, and neither of these are stab. And its attack is 60. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So Psychic, you wouldn't really use Light Screen, right? I mean, your special's already massive. Substitute, Psychic. You wouldn't use Hyper Beam, right? Like, would you just be a pure Stallmon at this point? Actually, it doesn't have Toxic, which is kind of surprising. Like, having Toxic's usually something that you would see on really any mon. Actually, does Aggron have Toxic? Yes, it does. Why does Alcremie not have Toxic? Why? Why, Kantofication? Alright, let's see. Alola, we looked at them before, but we didn't really go into depth. Now, Alola, if I recall correctly, is actually pretty bulky. How much... Let's see. Is it in this generation? I can never be 100% sure. Well, it'd be up here, right? ALO. Okay, it's not in this generation. Black and white. Yeah, here we go. And I hit my desk. That's not great. What? How does that compare? 42 special. So that's actually that's a little bit better, isn't it? Huh. That's cool. All right. So what does it have? Now I do have an understanding, at least from word of mouth, that this thing is usually sort of a wall. But I'm not entirely sure how well that would work in this generation. Ooh. Excuse me. Because you don't have really reliable coverage, it looks like, outside of Rust for this. You've got... Well, Substitute might be kind of nice, since it's got such a high HP stat. Yeah, a base of 165, so you're... 100% remember how that works. That I think Seismic Toss can't break Chansey's... How did it work? How did Seismic Toss work on Chansey? I can literally just type their name in. There we go, Chansey. I think it's like 250. If I remember correctly, it's on based on their base health stat. So Chansey can actually not have its... It can't have its substitute broken by just one Seismic Toss, which is really freaking cool, which means that Alola should be able to exploit that to a degree, which for a stalling mob would actually be kind of cool. It's got Toxic, which Toxic is a bit quirky in this generation, in Gen 1. It's got Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, which is actually pretty good. It's got Stab, it's got Blizzard. I guess you could use Light Screen to shore up your special a little bit. That is kind of interesting. I really am kind of curious, like, how these mons will play out in this particular game mode. Altaria, Dragon Flying, so it does keep its Dragon typing. So that means it resists fire, water, and is neutral to electric, because it is part flying. It's got Earthquake, of course. What's its stats look like? 90, 87, 80, 70 attack, 75 base HP. Let's see. Back to moves. It's got Fire Spin. Okay. So, for those who are not familiar with Gen 1, Fire Spin is what's referred to as a PT move, or a partial trapping move. And you can actually use it as basically a very weak but highly telegraphed U-turn. Now, there is some strategy to it, because you can actually wait like several turns if you're still binding an opponent's mon to actually switch, and your opponent can actually, if they predict your switch, then you've basically accomplished nothing. But obviously, and speed is usually the thing you want to work with. So because of 80 speed, there are certain mons that you'd be able to outspeed, for sure. I'm not entirely sure how well this would work in an OU setting, because, you're 4 times weak to ice. Altaria is 4 times weak to ice, and its special doesn't look all that great. So... it's got, another mon with Haze. Haze is a bit quirky in Gen 1 as well. I would really love this move to be good. It would be kind of cool. But let's see, Hyper Beam. 70 attack. Do you have Sword Stance? Because you had Dragon Dance in there. Another dream. This gets Toxic too. Why does All Creamy not have Toxic? Why? Kantofication. Is it supposed to be too sweet to not be bad for you? I disagree. Kantofication. Okay. Sky Attack. It's got Sing. Interesting. Mirror Move. Much like any flying type. Okay. This is actually pretty cool so far. We've seen some really interesting mons. Ambipom. Pure Normal, of course. It's got Agility, so you've got a boosting move, which is cool. Body Slam. 100 attack too, and 115 speed. Oh, gosh dang. Let's see. Thunder Wave as well. Oh, dear Lord. Fast and Thunder Waves. You got Seismic Toss. You got Low Kick. Counter. Ooh. That's nifty. Defense Curl. Again, Dream Eater. Ice Punch, which 63 special, eh? Let me see. Mega Kick. Wouldn't use that unless you were really, really needing to, I guess. You've got Hyper Beam, so Solar Beam as well. Slam. 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 And welcome to the jam. No. Okay. No, go down. Alright. So, that's Ambipom. Among Us. Insert memes here. Alright. Okay. So, Absorb? Actually, let's look. Its speed is abysmal, 30. So it's actually tied with it's actually tied with Snorlax. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be weak to ice, so Blizzard is going to obliterate this thing. Well, it's got 82 special, so well, let's take a look actually. So this would be black and white, right? So yeah, here we go. Among Us. And we'll go for Snorlax. Go for the blank set. Gotta set up this calc. It's a bit tedious, but for science! And theory crafting and such. All right. And gotta make sure that I get this right. 85 special. Oh, 87 special. My bad. Is that everything? 228. 318. Yeah, there we go. And now we got to do the same for Among Us. And let's make sure that we got this right. 82 special. Let's see. Is there anything I am missing here? 70 defense, 85 attack, 114 HP, 30 speed. Yeah, there we go. So, what does Snorlax do to this thing? Actually, what does it do to Snorlax? What moves does it have? Absorb, Bide, which, I mean, with the HP stat like that, that might not be too bad. he says, not being 100% sure. Body Slam, Growth, Hyper Beam, Mega Drain, Spore. Okay, Spore and Stun Spore. That gives this thing a niche. It certainly does. Poison Powder, Toxic. Doesn't really have much in the way of attacking moves. So you'd have Body Slam, Spore, Stun Spore, and Mega Drain, and possibly Hyper Beam if you really want to get that range, I suppose. Let's delete that. So for right now, at least in current OU, I really wish I would have grabbed, like a VR for that. That probably would have been a very good idea for this. I didn't really think about that. Maybe next time. Okay, so what else do we have? We have Ampharos, which is kind of cool. Let's see, speed 55, special's 102. That's actually pretty nice. Let's see, 85, 75 base attack, and 90 HP. Let's see. Thunder Wave again. Thunder, Thunderbolt, and with that special, that's actually pretty good. Confuse Ray. That's actually kind of sick, actually. It's not really fast to exploit that too much, but that is kind of cool. It's got counter, which is nifty. Body Slam. Reflect, Rest, Light Screen. It is prone to paralysis. Excuse me. By Body Slam. Obviously, it can't be paralyzed by Thunderbolt paralysis because of how Gen 1 works. It's got Thunder Punch. Fire Punch as well, which is not as great, but that is still kind of cool, actually. Screech. Oh, you also have these mons right here, which are not actually. They're. I think they're a part of the Kanto expansion pack, and they're basically things that were supposedly in the game before, or at least there was like information for these mons. They just were never used, and they ended up adding them into the game. I'm not gonna play with these really because I don't really know anything about them. But I mean, if you want to check this stuff out, I'll have a link to this thing in the description, which is really, really cool. It really is cool. Appleton, Grass Dragon, which is an interesting typing. It's going to be neutral to fire instead of weak or resistant. It's got Amnesia, 90 special. That's kind of cool. 30 speed. Oh dear. Hyper Beam. It's got Earthquake, Body Slam, and Withdraw. Huh. You can really shore up your defenses that way. Actually, what's it? 80 defense. Huh. Okay then. Let's see. Araquanid, that name I always get wrong the first time I say it. Aurora Beam, Bite, Blizzard. It's Water Bug, so neutral to fire. Bubble Beam. Leech Life is his only stab. Well, only Bug Stab. That's not bad special. Excuse me. It's not bad special. Arbok, Arcanine Hisui form. So yeah, like I said, they do have the Hisuian region in this thing. I'm pretty sure this is also part of the Cantonian expansion pack. So I'm not going to delve too much into them. But again, if you want to check this out yourself, you're more than welcome to. Let's see. Archeops, Rock Fly. Agility, Bite. Actually, what's really cool is that this thing doesn't have its bad ability. Actually, there are no abilities in this game. in this generation. So you're literally... Archeops is literally going to hit with 140 every single time. But let's see what it actually has to work with. It's got Dig, Earthquake, Rock Slide. That's actually pretty good. That's decent coverage and to get Stab on it. It's got Thrash, Sky Attack. So some decent physical moves. Doesn't have much though. It's got Quick Attack, Bite. That's kind of cool. All right. So this thing would definitely probably just be 4 attack. Though it does have agility, so that is kind of nice. Although it's incredibly fast already, like 110 speed. Oh boy. All right. Arctovish, I believe is how you pronounce that. It's slow, 55 speed, faster than Snorlax. 100 defense, though. Huh. Water Ice, so another ice resistance, so you can't be frozen. That would actually be having these ice types in the game would probably be kind of cool. Because if a few of them are actually pretty decent, then you'd have more ice resists other than, say, Jinx. So that would be kind of nice. Blizzard, Ice Beam for Stab. Oh, yeah. Oh, Hydro... Super Fang? What? Why does this thing have Super Fang? Super Fang, Super Fang. Okay. Its attack's not bad, actually. It's got 90. Super Fang, though. I mean, whatever is in front of it is going to be halved in HP, so that's actually kind of scary. In a way. Huh. That's good to know, actually. Arctozolt. Electric Ice. Blizzard. Okay. Speed. 100 attack. Okay. What does it have? It's a special, like, 85. Okay. So, you got Body Slam, Hyper Beam. You got Low Kick. Okay. And Rock Slide. For your major physical moves. You've got some special. And you got, once again, you got Thunder Wave. Thunderbolt. Okay. Ice Beam. And Blizzard, you're hitting pretty decently, actually. And like a mon like Rhydon probably does not want to be switched into you at all. Probably. Let's see. I would like to actually go in depth with this. I really, really would. Ariados. Okay, what do we got here? Bug Poison. Not great. It's got Twin Needle, though. It has Twin Needle. It has a somewhat acceptable stab move. Somewhat. It's got 90 attack, too. 40 speed, though. That's even slower than Beedrill. What the hell? It's got Sword Stance. This is the new Mon. This is the new Mon of 7U. Ariados. Beedrill is going to be too powerful, and Ariados will take center stage until it is obliterated by Charmeleon. Let's see. Huh. It's got Nightshade. Cool. Does have agility. Absorb. Completely worthless. String Shot. Psychic, though. Ooh, that might make it a bit too powerful for 7U, then. 65 special. 65 special. Okay, this is going to be a little bit silly to do. But I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Let's see. Trying to... $65 special. Not what I meant to do. Gosh dang it. Okay, 65. Okay. $90 attack. $70 defense. Just wanted to make sure I've got all this correct. 178. Okay. So you're not doing much to Ariados in return. Although, to be fair, you're not two-shotting Tentacool either. Huh. That's... Oh, wait. Hold on. Gotta fix that. Okay, that looks a bit better. Alright. So Hydro Pump does a little over half most of the time. So, yeah, you're, and again, you're not doing much in return. Which is kind of bonkers. Speed is 40 as well, so you're not outspeeding Tentacool, like, by any margin. So Beedrill's spot's probably safe at that point. Let's see. Oh, the possibilities! The possibilities! Oh boy. Armaldo. Rock Bug. Actually, I'm nearly at the limit of my recording software at the moment, so I'll actually continue this next time. I hope you all enjoyed this. This is a bit different from what I've done so far. And for those who are curious of when the next tournament video out, it will be out soon. My sinuses have just been killing me, and I have not been able to actually speak very well. You can probably tell right now I am congested beyond belief right now. But at least my voice doesn't sound as bad as it has been. So, for those who are waiting for the tournament video, do not worry. That's going to happen. Oh, another thing. We're going to have a poll in a few days because we reached 100 subscribers not too long ago. And I put a little community thing in the community tab, basically asking for suggestions and stuff. And I'm going to be doing a poll where we're going to do 3 options. One of them is going to be a Q&A, but the other 2 are going to be things that... one thing that I've chosen and one thing Champ has chosen. We're going to see what people want to go with. I hope you guys enjoy this and enjoyed it. And I hope to... I don't know. If people like it, I might be able to do more in the future. I'll probably do more anyway, because this is incredibly interesting. But, I would like people to actually enjoy it. And anyway, at any rate, I hope y'all have a good week, have a nice day, and so on and so forth. Happy holidays! Until next time, take care.